What was supposed to be a softball fluff book promotion interview. It was not from 60 Minutes. It was not Mike Wallace. It was not Morley Safer. It was not Scott Pelley. It was CBS Mornings, as soft of a softball as you're ever going to see, and as simple of a question as you're ever going to hear. How did you meet? You can say anything you want. You're not going to be fact-checked. And look, we wrote about this on Sunday, and I know people are like, why does anybody care? This is the greatest coach of all time. He wants to get back to the NFL. He can deny it all he wants. Him and Lombo, his consigliere, can piss on the NFL as much as they want. He wants nothing more than to get back to the NFL and chase Don Shula.
Sure.
But because they don't want him, he's acting like he doesn't want them. And this thing is just to see him, and you've said it before, Chris, he's behaving in a way that Bill Belichick, the coach of the Patriots, would have never stopped mocking. That's what's so weird about this. He is exactly the guy that Bill Belichick would have endlessly ridiculed.
Yeah, I don't listen. He's doing himself no favors, in my opinion. Like the way he's acting and what he's doing is certainly not like the NFL teams aren't like, well, let me think twice, the man. Well, we need to get Bill back. I mean, no, they're not going to think that. Not at all. And yeah, I have not loved his approach. I have found his media tour and all of the things he did last year kind of hypocritical. I do. And some of the things and the way he acted, yeah, I find it kind of hypocritical. I'm sorry. Right? And yes, I mean, of course, again, it's back to an earlier conversation. You're the most famous coach in the history of professional sports here the last 40 years. Of course we want to know how you met the 24-year-old girl that apparently is now running your life and won't even and is going to tell you how to do an interview. You have to have her butt in. So, yeah, of course we're going to ask that. And two, like, wear a shirt. Show some respect for the show on Sunday, okay? I'm just going to say it. Stop with the holes in the shirt. We know you're all about football. Navy has new shirts. I can go online and find one without holes in it right now. Like, come on. Some of that stuff's getting old to me.
Okay, look, TMZ reported. Now, we explained on Sunday that the interruption by Jordan Hudson, who was not being interviewed. She was there at the producer's table, and she instructed him not to answer the question like a lawyer would do with a witness at a deposition. Instructed him not to answer. I've never seen that in an interview like this before. TMZ reports that at one point the interview was delayed by 30 minutes because something caused her to storm out. There was going to be a second session that CBS scrapped. And ultimately, CBS decided to put that moment that we played for you a minute ago in because she had interrupted so many times. That maybe if it had just been a few interruptions, they just would have edited all that out. They put it in specifically because they wanted people to get a glimpse of what they had to deal with. And two things, Chris. One, TMZ has its teeth into this bone now. And I don't think that's going to end well.
Definitely not. They're going to start digging.
Because they're going to look for anything they can to support the narrative that she's dominating his life. She's involved in things she shouldn't be involved in. She's possibly attending coaching staff meetings. Could you imagine Bill Belichick at the New England Patriots allowing anyone who wasn't on the coaching staff in the meeting? Probably wouldn't even allow his dog in there. So this is going to keep dripping. And here's what I struggle with as it relates to the age difference. Because between two consenting adults, it doesn't matter. 49 years doesn't matter. And it's not about that. But my son and I were talking about this last night. When you're in a situation like that where people are going to be looking, I think there's an enhanced obligation to be normal and just keep it between the buoys. And to have all this outlandish stuff happening on top of the age difference, it just mushrooms everything.
I don't disagree. I hear you. Again, this is the guy that he's never had a problem. Just, we're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati. I'm not going to ever talk to the media. I'm never going to say anything. And then we went on a year tour of going on every media, making fun of the coach that took over for you and questioning some of the things he did, not making fun of, but questioning it to where, I just go, that's not Bill Belichick. I don't know what the hell's going on. And yeah, the whole situation's a little odd, certainly.
Well, that guy's back. We may play the clip of him talking about why Robert Kraft wasn't mentioned anywhere in his book, because the On to Cincinnati Bill is back. You know what? He should have just found a way to drop Kraft's name in there somewhere. He explained that others talked him into calling it the Art of Winning. He wanted to call it something else. Why didn't somebody talk him into just mentioning his name once?
Well, it's just, again, it's like, yeah, it's human error. It's unforced error on yourself. Like, you didn't think anybody was going to know that and ask you that question and figure that out? Like, come on. Like, it's pretty obvious.
I don't think he cares.
And if you're going to do it,
I think he'd rather have not mentioned him and taken the heat after the fact.
Okay, fine. I can't wait till the next guy asks the same question.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.